Hi, friends. Are you guys ready for some science? I'm ready for science. I have to tell you about something that happened to me first, though, because it kind of relates to our science today. So last night, those of you that are in my class, you know Miss Peggy, right? Miss Peggy and I, we only live a couple houses away from each other. And so last night, I decided I needed to go over to her house for a minute. And it was late and it was dark. And there's a great big street light out on the corner right by my house. And so I didn't worry about seeing anything because they had that great big street light. And so I walked out and I started walking across the street and I was doing just fine. And then all of a sudden, that street light, it went out and it went so dark. It went so dark, my eyes couldn't see anything. I started to get a little bit scared because I don't like to be out at night in the middle of the neighborhood in the dark. But I was tough and I kept walking and I kept walking. And the more I walked, the more I could see what was going on around me. So by the time I got to Miss Peggy's house, I could see. Now, there wasn't any more lights that were turned on. The light didn't come back on. I didn't have a flashlight. How come my eyes went really dark when that light first went off? But by the time I got to Miss Peggy's house, I could see a little bit. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about, isn't it? Well, I'm going to read you a book today about another little boy that the same thing kind of happened to him. Okay, let me bring up this little boy. Give me a sec. All right, here he is. Okay. This is called Light Up the Dark. Are you ready?
Hi, it's Doug. Today, you're going to read a story about someone named Santiago. Santiago went spelunking with his cousin. Spelunkers are people who explore caves. In this story, Santiago discovers there's one important thing missing when you go deep inside a cave. You're going to read about Santiago's trip inside the cave. But you aren't just going to read. Sometimes you'll get up and do something, look for clues, or stop to talk about your ideas. Let's turn the page and get started.
Hi, I'm Santiago, and this is my cousin, Valeria. Valeria is a park ranger. She works at a park where there are trees and trails and a river. There's even a big cave. Okay, guys, who's ever gone into a cave before? I have. I've been in caves. They're so awesome. Santiago, I think he might go into that cave. Should we find out? Valeria said, I'm going to explore the cave tomorrow. Do you want to come? Yes, I cried. It will be cold and dark in there, Valeria said. That night, I thought about how to get ready for our cave adventure. My jacket would keep out the cold, but I wondered, can I see in the dark? When I went to bed that night, it was really dark in my room, really dark. Just a little bit of light leaked under the door from the light in the hall. I looked around my room. At first, I couldn't see anything. Then I could see a little bit. After a while, I could see a lot. Guys, why can he start seeing more and more? Any ideas? Do you have any idea why he couldn't see at the beginning and now he can see? It kind of reminds me when I was walking to Miss Peggy's house and the light went out and it was really super dark. And then by the time I got there, I could see better. The next morning, Valeria and I hiked to the cave. She gave me a bright yellow helmet to wear, and it had a light on top. This helmet will protect you from falling rocks, she said. The light will help you see in the dark. I put on my helmet, but I knew I wouldn't need the light. Do you guys think he's going to need the light? I don't know. Let's find out. A dirt path led into the cave. Valeria walked inside and I followed. There were rocks all around. When I looked behind me, I could see the blue sky. When I looked in front of me, I could see Valeria just fine. I knew I'd be able to see inside the cave. We walked deeper into the cave. Valeria turned on her helmet light and she told me to turn mine on too. I don't need it, I told her. I can see in the dark. Let's try an experiment, Valeria said. Hold my hand and we'll go deeper into the cave. Then you can decide about using your light. What do you guys think he's going to decide to do? Do you think when he gets deeper into the cave, he's going to want to use his light, or do you think he'll be able to see? I held Valeria's hand. When we went deeper into the cave, the path went around a corner. I looked behind me, but couldn't see the sunlight anymore. Valeria's headlamp lit up the rocks. I'm going to turn off my light, Valeria said. Let's see what happens. Let's do it, I said. I knew I would be able to see just fine. Valeria turned out her helmet light. It got very dark. I held her hand tighter. I looked in front of me and behind me. Guys, do you think he's getting scared? Boy, it really is dark in that cave. This is all I could see. Whoa, it's dark in that cave. Well, Valeria said, do you think you need your light? We need to wait a minute, I told her. Sometimes it takes a while to see in the dark. Okay, I'll count to 20. While Valeria counted, I tried to see. I blinked and blinked. I opened my eyes wide. I scrunched my eyes closed, then opened them really fast. Still, this is all I could see. What do you see? Valeria asked. Nothing, I said. Ready for some light? I guess so, I said. Valeria turned on her headlamp. She switched on my headlamp too. Suddenly, I could see the cave around us. Wow, it's beautiful, I cried. I don't get it, I said. I can see in the dark in my bedroom at night. Why not here? How is being in this cave different from your bedroom at night? Valeria asked. Do you guys have any idea? How is Santiago's bedroom at night different than the cave? They're both dark, but what does one have that the other one doesn't? I'm not going to tell you yet. I just want you to think about it. We're going to read on. Okay, I want you guys to get up. Look around. Look around your room. Where is light coming from? Can you find as many places as you can that light is coming from? Do you have a window or a door? Maybe a light switch or a lamp? Maybe there's a candle that's lit. So I want you to pause the video for a minute and I want you to walk around and find as many places as you can that light is coming from. Okay, go. All right, did you all find places with light coming in? Good job. So let's think about your bedroom at night. Is there any light in your bedroom at nighttime? Where does it come from? Maybe you have a nightlight, or maybe your mom or dad leave your bedroom door open just a little bit, just like in Santiago's room, just enough to let a little bit of light in. Maybe you have a clock that lights up. I know when I was little, I had this really cool, it was a stuffed animal worm. And if you squoze his belly, his face would light up. He was a cute worm. He had cute little antennas. But I used to hug him really tight at night because it would make him light up, and then I would have light in my room. Do you guys have any light in your room at night? I thought about what Valeria had asked. I have windows in my bedroom, I said. Moonlight can shine in the windows, so can light from the street lights. Do you guys ever have moonlight shine in your room? I do. I love when the moonlight shines in my room. Right, Valeria said. Anything else? There's a light in the hall, I replied. There's a night light in my room too. Maybe I do need light to see. I guess we better leave our helmet lights on, I told Valeria. We can't see without the light, and I don't want to miss any more of this cave. The end. Guys, why do you think that Santiago couldn't see right at the beginning when he went to bed? But the longer he stayed in his room, the more he could see. Remember, at first it was super dark. Then he could see a little bit. Then he could see better, and then he could see better. But that didn't happen in the cave. In the cave, his eyes never saw better. What are your thoughts? Why do you think that happened? In Santiago's room at night, he had a little bit of light. His eyes adjusted to the light. His eyes opened a little wider to let more light in. Just like when I was walking across the street to Miss Peggy's house. When that street light shut off, all of a sudden it was so dark. But the longer I waited, the more I walked, the more my eyes opened up and let more of that light in so that I could see. But when he was in the cave, there was no light to let in. There was no light anywhere. And that's why he couldn't see in the cave, even after waiting for a while. We have a really cool experiment to try. So if you guys want to try this experiment, you are going to need a printable that will be linked to this lesson, and you're going to need 2 pieces of black cardstock. Okay, are you ready for this cool, sorry, went jiggly there. Are you ready for this cool experiment? You're going to need the printable. Have mom or dad help you print it off. And it's a template, a top and a bottom. You can choose either one you want to work with first. I'm going to go with the top first. So you're going to take your template and you're going to put it on top of a black piece of cardstock. Okay. Now, if you look at this really close, it has solid lines and it has broken lines. You're going to cut on the broken lines. Don't cut a line if it's not a broken line. Okay, as soon as that line's not broken anymore, stop cutting. So I'm going to cut right here. See how this line is broken? And then I get to the stop sign and I stop cutting. Same thing over here. I'm just cut right here and then I stop as soon as it's not broken anymore. Same thing down here, right here. And then in the top piece, there's a little sneaky part right here. Got to cut that out too. Okay, so this could be tricky, but you guys can do it. Sorry, I don't mean to keep making that shaky. You guys can do it. Remember, success means never giving up. If you give up, you can't be successful, right? So I'm going to do my first couple ones. If I can show you. We're going to cut just until we get to the stop sign. And again, just till we get to the stop sign. And I'm cutting through both pages, through the template and through the black cardstock. This little spot right here is a little tricky. And I'm not going to do this whole thing while you're watching because that would be really boring for you to watch me do this whole thing. I'm just going to show you one piece, then you can pause the video and you can do it yourself. All right, then I'm going to take, oh, you also need a ruler. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a ruler. Luckily, they weren't too far away. Okay. Then you're going to take your ruler. You're going to put it on the solid line, and it's going to help you know where to fold. Everywhere that there's a solid line, you're going to fold. Okay? You're going to do that on all the sides. Moms and dads, there is a link attached that has the instructions for this. That'll be a little bit easier to watch than trying to watch me do it in the air. So go ahead and find that link, follow along, create the box, and I'm going to come back with a box that's already made. Did you get your box made? It's a little bit tricky, wasn't it? But I bet you did it. You guys are awesome. So I have my top and my bottom of my box. They go right together, just like that. And then there's also a printable that's got a whole bunch of these little cards. You're going to cut those out, and those go in your shadow box, in your dark box. If you look at the bottom, this is the bottom of my dark box. I've already put one of those little cards in here. And it doesn't want to come out. See my little card? And then you get to play a game. Put your little card in there. You put your lid on. You want to have the cutout part and the cutout part go together. And you're going to peek in there. Can you see what's on my card? I bet you already know because I showed you the picture first, but peek in there. Can you see what picture's on my card? All right, I'm going to let a little bit of light in. Soon as you can see what picture is on my card, shout it out. Ready? Letting a little light in and letting a little light in. Can you see it? It's a star. Did you shout out star? All right, we're going to do it again. This time, I'm not going to let you see what's on my card beforehand. You're going to have to guess it. Which one should I use? I'm going to use this one. You guys don't know what it is, but you're going to see. All right, look in my box. Why can you not see what's in there? Because there's no light going in. Now, if you were standing in my box, the light coming in this hole would be enough that you could see, but we're not standing in the box, right? We're standing on the outside of the box. There is not enough light on the inside of my box for your eyes to see what my shapes are. Are you ready to see what it is? As soon as you can see it, shout it out. Ready? I'm going to start letting a little bit of light in, little bit of light, little bit of light. You see it? What's in there? Are you seeing 2 triangles? Good job, 2 triangles. You guys can make your very own dark box. You can play with your brothers and sisters. You can play with your moms and dads. You can do the little game where you try to guess what is on your card. If you guys make a dark box, I would love to see it. In fact, it doesn't have to be dark on the outside. It only has to be dark on the inside. You can decorate it with stickers, or if you have any paint markers, make it cool. I'd love to see it. You guys, you did amazing today. I am still missing you like crazy. That is not going to change. I hope to see you soon. I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.